Hello and welcome to My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. We are super excited because this is December, holiday season coming up. There's cricket pretty much back to back now for the next, about 3.5 years. So we're going to be here and we're super excited about that. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Mr. Simon Doull, Mr. Joy Bhattacharjya. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Nice to be back.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
I have some bad news for you, though.
What's happened?
Straight off the bat.
Come on.
Straight off the bat.
Can't we start with some good news?
See, the thing is, my mother used to tell me that if your face is not good, at least the things you say should be good.
Okay.
But I don't listen to her. So I just want to start with the bad news and then progressively get a little better.
Okay, all right.
The risotto place that you're so obsessed with has closed down.
What?
Are you going to leave?
Seriously? What is that? No, you're taking. No,
that's true.
You're kidding.
I just wanted to tell you that he made a great effort to help it. He tried to bail them out. He's saying, Dooley will be back in December. They couldn't wait.
I tried to pre-order 1,000 risottos. It just, nothing worked, unfortunately. We'll have to find something else now.
Okay. Well, if you get any suggestions, let us know.
Keema pao?
Anything?
Keema Paul,
He's not playing
today.
He's not playing. He's not playing.
Keema pao. All right, India and West Indies play 3 T20s, of course, and they play 3 ODIs. And let's have a look at the schedule. Of course, the first game today happening in Hyderabad. From there they go to Trivandrum. Sir, correct name of Trivandrum?
Tiruvanan.
Well done, Julie. Well done.
I like the man.
Was it a test or not?
No,
Okay,
you're good.
anyway.
That was very
And then I'll let you take the third one because that's a tough one.
Which one?
Mumbai?
Mumbai, Chennai, Vizag,
Visakhapatnam, which is okay.
Visakhapatnam, Cuttack.
Cuttack is Cuttack.
Aisha?
Kotoko, actually.
Kotok.
Technically.
That's right. So that's where all the... We've told you how to pronounce it so that you can sound knowledgeable in front of all your friends, which actually shouldn't be difficult because if people like us are your friends, then you should be sounding fairly knowledgeable. Okay, I'll give you some piece of knowledge. India has won the toss. Virat Kohli and Pollard did toss the coin and Virat Kohli won the toss. Pollard called it wrong. Here's a look at the playing 11 for India. No real surprises there. You've got the top 3. Rahul coming in for Shikhar Dhawan, who's injured. There's still Shreyas there. Rishabh Pant goes on. Shivam Dube, Ravindra Jadeja, Sundar, Bhuvi comes back into the team. There's Deepak Chahar and Yuzi Chahal. So there you go. You've got plenty of options with spin, plenty of options with the seamy stuff. So you've got 6 bowlers here, but you don't seem too impressed.
Well, no, I think this is an 11 for the opposition. To me, this is an 11 that says West Indies don't play spin very well.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with extra spinners. Shivam Dube as the third seamer.
Quicker spinner.
Quicker spinner, but as the third seamer. I mean, it's not a surprise because I think they're playing the opposition here, and to me, that's the right way to go up against the West Indies. Play plenty of spin options. You've got off spin options, leg spin options, left arm spin. So they've got all their bases covered. So I like it for the opposition against an opposition that plays spin better. I don't think we'd see that sort of side. We'd see 3 genuine seamers, and then 2 spinners and an all-rounder. Yeah,
of course, India is going to be bowling first, so West Indies will be batting first. Your thoughts on the West Indies playing 11? We'll pull that up for you. Pollard, of course, the captain, Karen Pollard. Then there's names you recognize.
Yeah, the only Puran really is unfortunately left out because he's still serving. I think this is the last of his 4-match ban out here. It's an interesting 11 in the sense that they also haven't played with as many fast bowlers as they normally do. They're waiting. They have more all-rounders in this team. And that's a bit of a surprise. I mean, Kestrick and Sheldon are the only 2 out-and-out fast bowlers. Joe Holder, of course. And it's an interesting 11. Also, of course, this is a trial 11 because the most important people that they're looking at is not at the audience, not at the stadium, but the 8 IPL scouts sitting out there and waiting for them.
But that's what a great time to be playing.
Exactly, 10 days before the auction.
Time to be playing. The auction is in how many days?
Yeah.
I lost track of time 19. On my way over, but it's the 19th. So how many days away is that? It's about
2 weeks. About short of 2 weeks.
13 days away. It's a great time to be playing.
Yeah.
And it's why the Australians have always done so well at auction time. Generally, because the Big Bash is on through that Christmas period, and the auction has predominantly been January,
February, absolutely,
mid to late January,
Yeah.
February, when the Big Bash has been on, and that's exactly why the Australians have done very well at auction time. They've overpaid. A lot of these franchises have well and truly overpaid for some Australian players, but on the back of Big Bash form. So if you are going to do it now.
Dooley,
Do it now as a,
Dooley
West, as
talking
a
about
young West
Australians
Indian.
is one of my favorite things to listen to. It really is.
I mean, how he managed to make it about the Australians in a show about India and West Indies.
It was well done. It was woven in
It was
well.
smoothly
But
done.
here's the thing, you don't even have to worry about timing anymore because every team is playing India all the time now, right? Everyone's coming once a year. West Indies.
Yeah, Australia is.
Yeah.
So West Indies, in my book, are the new Sri Lanka. In the 90s, you couldn't get up without India and Sri Lanka playing. They're playing in Sharjah, they're playing in Calcutta. They'll play in your backyard if you get a game for them.
Yeah.
And now it's the
Yours
West
is
Indies.
big enough. Though. See, mine's not. I don't know whether your backyard's big enough, but Joyce's backyard.
Joyce's backyard is very
It's big enough
because
to play a game of cricket in.
He lives in Delhi, we live
Yeah,
in Mumbai, so it doesn't. But the India-West Indies Cricket Carnival, there you go. They've played every year. So they play, either they'll play tests and T20s, they'll play, only white ball. They just play. That's enough games, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, and I think, and given what the West Indies are at this point in time, it's safe to say that they're not a premier side, really,
Yes.
in all formats of the game, definitely. T20 is a kind of format where they bubble up. Also, it doesn't hurt to have, the IPL auction around the corner. They have a lot of exciting players. This is their best format.
Yeah.
So if you've got to see a good contest between India and the West Indies, you probably would say a T20 would be their best chance of getting it.
We've seen
And you
very
don't
little.
blame them either. I mean, everyone wants to play India.
Yeah.
It's where the money is.
It's
It's where the
where-
television money is, where the broadcasting rights money is. So everybody wants to play India. It's just that it seems it goes through little periods where someone is there all the time or 2 times a year, and it's just the West Indies turn at the moment. And and that's down to it. From a New Zealand point of view, they don't play England or South Africa very often.
Yeah.
You'd love to play them more. We seem to have Sri Lanka on our shores all the time. So it just
So New Zealand is the new India.
yeah, New Zealand is the new India. I think we've taken Sri Lanka off your hands.
No, one sec. Sri Lanka's coming in 3 weeks. Sri Lanka's here in the beginning of January.
But after a long, long time.
Yeah. Because you guys let them go, so they're coming here.
We've let them go.
But
It's hard though, isn't it? It's hard to get that whole situation right, where the same, where you get an equal amount of teams touring your country and different teams time and time again. It just sometimes with the way the schedule falls, it's just unfortunate. You end up looking like you're playing the same side.
But is
Australia are here
that
again.
bad for the fans then? Is there a danger of the rivalry getting stale for fans?
Well, you want a contest. You want a good, hard-fought contest. And I think what Joy was just saying about the West Indies being in the 2020 format, it's their best opportunity to beat India. They don't look good enough to beat them in a test match.
Yeah.
India is so strong at home, it just looks impossible for the West Indies to beat them. So 50-over cricket, I think they're probably an 80-20 favourites, India, every time they go into a game. And T20, they can be competitive.
Yeah,
Pollard's captaincy? I mean, there was a big move and Pollard was made captain. Holder's playing in the team, which is quite interesting. I like that, actually, that he's playing in the team. What have you made of his limited, whatever you've seen of his captain?
My honest feeling is it's Pollard is there more because probably Pollard said it, if I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this, I'm going to be captain, you need to give me responsibility. Because with the resources he had, Holder did nothing wrong. He did absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He did nothing to take the captaincy away. And I'm always slightly doubtful about a 25 or a 26-year-old guy being replaced by a 32-year-old guy as captain. It just seems to be the
Seems to be reverse evolution.
Yeah, I like Corin Pollard as a skipper. I think if he's just left to wander in the outfield, he can be lost to the game a little bit. And I think he's a very smart thinker, a really smart thinker about the game of cricket. And I think given the captaincy, to me, he will thrive. He'll thrive on the captaincy. The only reason Holder's in this 2020 side is because Andre Russell's not fit.
Yeah.
A fit Andre Russell, Jason Holder doesn't make the side anyway, in my opinion. So therefore, you need another.
Would you play Holder over Brathwaite? Is Brathwaite over Holder for you? Because Russell is above both of them, obviously.
Russell's above both of them. I think I'd actually play Holder ahead of Brathwaite. I don't think Carlos Brathwaite has done enough for mine since that amazing night that he had.
I mean, he's not in the squad. I'm just asking you in terms
as a bowler,
of... Yeah.
and as a bowler, I feel Holder is still a far
Yeah.
superior bowler in this format. I mean,
It's
for
true.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Brathwaite's bowling somehow, if you cannot get 4 consistent overs out of Brathwaite and he's batting at 7, he shouldn't be in the team.
No, and I think Holder's just about as explosive, and he's actually a better batsman.
Yeah.
So technically a better batsman. So if you're in a little bit of trouble, he can possibly slide up the order, and just take on that sort of role as well. So I don't mind it. But as we've said, Andre Russell's fit. Holder doesn't make the side.
Walks into every team, doesn't he? What's your team? We want to know what's your team. Well, you haven't made your team. You can make your My 11 Circle team. How? You know it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My11circle.com. You download the app, of course, choose the game that's happening today, which is India and West Indies. Choose your 11. Who's your players going to be? Beat Dada and win 3 times more cash. Dada ka wada. You know what Dada ka wada means, right?
Tell me.
Promise. Promise. It's Dada's promise. Dada's promised. But we're going to make it. I know it's not a fair contest, right? If you've got Saurav Ganguly on one side, one of the most inspirational captains and minds in cricket, and then you have you sitting at home on your phone and you're going, 1 second, can you tip it in my favor? I will tip it in your favor 2 ways. One, I will not say anything to you, which is the biggest piece of advice. And second, our experts will give you our My 11 Circle expert advice. Which bowler should they pick for sure in their team?
I'd go with Yajavendra Chahal.
Chahal, interesting.
Leg spin to the West Indies is like, it's like teaching vector calculus to me.
Yeah, Chahal, okay.
A couple of left-handers in that West Indies side. I'm going to go with the Washington. Washington
Sundar, Ati Sundar choice.
Washington Sundar. I think he may even get the new ball. I don't.
He might, yeah.
He may get the new ball with Evan Lewis at the top, who doesn't play spin very well. So, yeah, I'm going to throw him in your team tonight. Good luck.
He's opened the bowling against pretty much everyone in this format. Against all
He
the
definitely
international
can.
teams.
See, they'll definitely give Deepak Chahar the new ball from one side.
Yeah.
But Sundar, the other end, is a definite possibility. Yeah.
Excellent. Of course, the reason why we asked Simon Doull, of course, we have to ask Professor Bhattacharya because the professor is academic and knowledgeable. But Simon Doull is a soothsayer. Now we're going to talk about Simon Doull's crystal balls because he obviously has them because he sees the future. And he sees the future and he shares the future. I'm going to take you back in time now to 2018, to this very studio. Was it this studio or was it other studio?
that studio.
Other studio. Old studio.
Famous Old one.
We were children then. Oh, so young. Such dreamers. And have a look at this clip. And this is going to happen today. So let's play this clip. Just, please. Please.
Gone are the days the umpires need to be calling no balls. They should stop calling them because every time there's a wicket or something happens, they go upstairs to check it anyway.
Yeah, so the batsman is getting that advantage,
Correct.
but the bowler is not.
The bowler's not. So don't call the no balls at all. And every time there's a camera and a television screen up in the third umpire's box.
Yeah.
And he just pushes a button and said, mate, that's a no ball, that last one. Yeah. Okay, boom. By the time the bowler's turned around and on his way back to his mark, the third umpire's told the umpire in the middle because he's got all the footage right in front of him. He tells you it's a no ball, game over, done. Any side coming to India should be going to play Afghanistan.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
That's a
Prior
great
to
idea.
any team that tours India. Now maybe because the West Indies have played them a few times already, it might not happen this time round, but any other team that tours India that should be coming 3 days beforehand and playing a one-day international against Afghanistan.
That's how intelligent he is. That's how stupid I am. I just realized that the chairs have changed from red to black. I didn't even realize that. I just saw the clip and I said, when did they change the sofa?
That wasn't the same guy though, either.
Simon,
Yeah.
his son's in first year college and he's looking for a career.
Okay.
Which way should he be looking?
I feel maybe something.
1 second. I want to pick lottery numbers for tonight.
Okay.
Forget that. Once pick lottery numbers, then he doesn't need to work.
Oh, exactly.
He doesn't need a career.
Stupid me, you're the man.
Come on. Well done on that. Of course, as you know, that today is going to be the first time that it's going to be tried out. The third umpire is going to be calling no balls. Of course, Simon is not. I mean, third umpires are not very happy with Simon about that because
They have to work.
There was a time where they only had to work when they were asked to. Now they've got to be proactive through the whole thing. No,
Third Umpires Union,
Yeah,
stern
look,
letter to him.
It's going to work. It will work. They've got all the. So what they use is the Hawkeye, so the pan eye cameras they call them. They're the still cameras from side on. They've got all 4 of those pictures in a TV screen in their third umpire's box, and they can see everyone. They'll see a replay within 2 seconds, and a static replay within 2 seconds of the foot landing. Make sure it's behind the line, and it's all go. And they'll just. I don't know what they're going to use tonight. We haven't got any information on whether it's a siren or whether it's a light and a hooter or
missile.
How do they inform the guys in the field?
I think it's just on walkie-talkie. I think they just
It's on
whisper
walkie-talkie.
sweet nothing.
I think it'll be walkie-talkie to the leg umpire probably.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
whisper sweet nothings into. Hey, buddy, you got to do that.
Hey, put your arm out. Put your arm out.
So that means the on-field umpire doesn't call anything at all. Even if he sees a real blatant, like, 5 feet down.
Correct.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No. Interesting. Well, there you go. That's going to happen today. And of course, Afghanistan, to play Afghanistan, and that's what West Indies did. They did play Afghanistan a couple of weeks ago, is when they played them when they came to India. It has moved from Dehradun to Lucknow, is where Afghanistan's home ground is. Well, Virat Kohli has very interestingly said. Now, this is a thing that we keep doing. Right? We keep talking about how it's sort of musical chairs. It's a bit of a revolving door with Indian teams. They tell you before the 50-over World Cup that that's our team, and then the guy who's number 4 disappears, and then a new guy comes, and there he goes, and then somebody else. So things keep happening. This is what Virat Kohli said with the T20 World Cup coming up in about 8 or 10 months. This is what he had to say about the current composition of the team going forward.
T20 is a format where you experiment a lot more things than ODI and Test cricket. And I think from that point of view, you take a lot more risk in terms of what you want as a team. You want to give chance to youngsters in the past. That's happened predominantly in T20 cricket a lot. For us, it's about figuring out who are the players that can make a transition into international cricket firstly. So this is a good format to see them. I think our combination is getting stronger and stronger. We'll probably be playing as close to the 11 that we want in the World Cup as possible for the remainder of the T20 games that we have leading into the World Cup.
These are the players who've been there and thereabouts for the last 10, 12 months. Let's have a look at those players and see they just sort of disappeared. Now, I don't know whether they're going to come back, whether it is this squad of 15. Here, there's Krunal Pandya. I was really surprised that he's not been picked. He's been pretty much a mainstay for, the last year and a half. There's Krunal Pandya. There you go. 18 matches, 14 wickets. He's got an economic rate. We've got Khalil. Surprised? You guys can just jump in wherever you want.
Yeah, I think a little bit surprised about Krunal. Khalil, perhaps not. There's probably other guys that have taken over from him. Just a little bit on that occasion. Rahul Chahar. There's enough leg spin options. I think there's enough spin bowling options now with Jadeja back, with Washington Sundar. Dinesh Karthik was seen as the finisher. He's now looks like he's on the outer.
Yeah. I don't know. Exactly. It just doesn't seem like he did anything wrong, right? DK has sort of got, he sort of caught the World Cup guillotine just squarely on his neck.
Yeah, also I feel again that when they were looking at him, they were looking at him for 2019.
Yeah.
I think long term again, they're not looking at Karthik into, 1.5 years away, what his fitness would be. I don't think, I'm not completely sure that Krunal Pandya is out of the mix.
Yeah.
Okay, my sense is that over these 3 series, they're going to try all these guys one after the other. They're going to try all these guys because really you can't say Rahul,
sorry, I want to ask you one question about before we move on from Krunal. We were doing a man-to-man of Andre Russell, Jason Holder, Brathwaite. If you did a man-to-man of Krunal and Ravindra Jadeja, sort of both the same.
I think Krunal, Ravindra Jadeja, and somewhere Washington Sundar comes in base because in Australia you're not going to be playing more than one spinning all-rounder. I mean, chances of playing 2 are high, very low, very low.
The grounds are bigger. You want two genuine spinners, I think, and I think if you're going to play an all-rounder, he needs to be a seam bowling all-rounder. So that's where your Hardik Pandya comes into play and he comes back into the mix, or Shivam Dubey, if that's the way they want to go. But I think you can afford to play 2 genuine spinners at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, at the new Perth Stadium.
Virat also said he'd choose to make them both wrist spinners.
Yep.
He'd choose to play 2 wrist spinners in every game in Australia.
And I don't mind that. The other thing is 26 or 27 T20 internationals between now and that World Cup. Plus, all of these guys, all of the top Indian players get 14 IPL games. So there's 41 games available if you want to press your case and if they want to see. I think they've had a look at guys. They've had a look at enough guys in the past. This is more akin to the team. Virat Kohli's back. Apart from Shikhar Dhawan and Bumrah, with Hardik injured, basically, these are the guys that are fighting out that 20 World Cup squad.
But I think the only one of these guys who I feel is genuinely probably not going to be in consideration is Dinesh Karthik. I think all the others are still in the process of trying. Some may be higher, some may be lower. But I don't think they're completely out of it as yet. And something would bring him. Because see, I'll tell you, Virat loves having a left-handed bowler in the mix. Now, Khalil just hasn't delivered for him. But he knows that, I'd like to have the option of having a left-handed bowler in the mix. So all those things, I don't think any of these guys are eliminated. Karthik, I just think maybe they looked at him for the World Cup and said, okay, that's it. Now we're moving on.
The curious case
Benjamin
of Sanju Samson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, close enough. The curious case of Sanju Samson. didn't play any game in the last series, was dropped,
But he
then
played
brought
very-
back in because Dhawan got injured. Will he play? Will he play?
There's a match in Trivandrum. There's a match in Trivandrum.
He should play.
Yeah.
Look, if I'm going to go down the road that we just talked about, they know everything they need to know about KL Rahul.
Exactly.
Everything they need to know. They know how he plays, who he's good against, what he does.
Wow.
They know everything about him. They don't know about Sanju Samson at the international level just yet. So give them that chance, because you need a backup keeper. But if your backup keeper is also your backup 1, 2, 3 batsman, that is massive. That's so
too much
so
backup.
good. Well, it's brilliant because he's 2 players in 1.
Yeah.
And so he becomes a vital cog. Or do they just say to KL Rahul, well, you're going to have to keep.
Yeah, you're the backup keeper.
You're the backup keeper. And then he has to prove that he's good enough to keep in a game to 2 wrist spinners.
Yeah.
And that is the issue. T20 World Cup, you imagine Rishabh Pant rolling in semi-final of the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
And KL has got to keep to 2 wrist spinners. He's not good enough.
Yeah.
He's not good enough to do that and do it well in a T20 game where one nick, one mis-stumping might cost you the game. You need a proper keeper. They've got to find out whether Sanju Samson is good enough.
This is the time to try him.
Yeah.
No,
Are they not trying him because Rishabh Pant is pretty much also not solidified his spot?
Look, you can't play one for the other. And the fact of it is that if anyone tells you that I'm not going to put somebody in the 11 so as to not put pressure on Y, then that Y doesn't deserve to be in the Indian team. Being in the Indian team is all about pressure. You have to. If you can't play through pressure, you can't do it. So you have to do it. So my sense is they'll definitely, I think the next 2 matches, they have to give him a chance. And you can't give a guy one chance. Because that's simply unfair. I mean, Rahul Chahar, 1 match in the West Indies, and then, why did you... I mean, you probably played him because, at that particular point in circumstances, you didn't have the players. But I think it's unfair on him. And now, given that Kuldeep and Chahal are back in the mix, I don't see, barring injury, Rahul Chahar being there at all.
Well, so much to think about. And you said X, Y, there's differential equations coming into play. Like, come on, if the good professor's here, that's going to happen. When the good professor's here, you also get questions. And you don't get them easy questions, man, like you used to out in the real world. You get some solid questions. Can you please take it away with today's?
Today's a nice one. It's one of those, I like
Nice
this.
for who?
You like every
who has
question
the
because it
high-
tortures other people.
Who has the highest T20 international score playing on home ground in India? Just read.
Who has
praising-
the highest T20 international score? Which batsman has the highest T20 international score playing on their home ground in India? Right? I know how his mind works. I can hear it from here. I can tell you there's something with that home ground which is playing a game. So, but this is not an IPL home ground. Like I can't say,
No, it's a T20
Steve
international.
Smith did it for Rajasthan.
International.
International T20, yeah.
Just clearing it up for you, man. I got to stand for us, not so clever people. I am your leader. Okay. What else do we have left? Do you have anything else left?
I'm looking
Prediction, of course. Sorry, what I've forgotten. It's been a while.
Yep.
It's been a while since I've been here, Loaf. All right. What's the score? West Indies batting first. This is my 11th circle expert couch prediction. The couch. Where is it? Where is it gone?
Table?
Oh, he's sitting on it. Hello. Hello, love. There he is. Do you want me to go first or do you want to go first? You're the guest.
Okay, I'll go first. West Indies score, is that what we're predicting?
Yes.
Middle of the road for Hyderabad. It's usually a decent wicket. I'm going to say 158.
158. A very conservative guess, but a smart one as well. And you, sir?
I'm looking at 6, 7 anxious West Indians trying to make an impression before the IPL and messing it all up. 145.
Oh yeah, low.
I'm going low.
It's bearish.
Ooh,
It's
you going
bearish.
high?
I'm going bullish. 100%. 100%. Go up. Go big or go home, man.
Okay.
Dooley, you know how I play.
Yeah, true.
You know how I play,
I know,
man.
I know.
Aim for the stars, baby. At least you'll fall on the moon. 182. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, big one.
Why not?
Big boy.
Come on, why not? All right, so that's all we have time for on My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. We, of course, will come back at the end of the 10th over with the Cricbuzz Combox. And then, of course, we'll come back after, will it be the 20th? I don't know. Could it be the 18th? Could West Indies get all out in 14? Oh, one shall never know. Thank you so much for watching My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.